Now I'd like to welcome to the show David Reid. I want to find out all about the fantastic Hopes and Fears exhibition. David, welcome to the show, mate. Thanks for coming. I've got a few questions for you. So I've mentioned a little bit about what's going off in there. First of all, what's your role in this?
Well, I coordinate this annual Dementia Creative Arts exhibition and have done for 6 years. I'm a university teacher at the School of Nursing and Midwifery at the University of Sheffield. But when I first came to be in that role at the university, I was supported by people out in the community to learn what was going on. And I didn't really have anything to give back. But what I had at that time was a space and some motivation to put on a creative arts exhibition to provide a focal point for the dementia community in Sheffield and South Yorkshire.
Right, and I find the concept of an art exhibition quite interesting. So where did the inspiration for that come from?
Well, I think over the years we've begun to recognise the value that creative activities have for people who have memory problems and dementia. There have been a number of people who have led the field in this respect. But very simply, creativity is not something that people with dementia are without.
Yeah.
Like everyone else, it's a form of expression.
Yeah.
And so it's essentially a failure-free type of activity, and one which accentuates people's skills, the skills that they retain despite having cognitive impairment.
And the artworks that are going to be on the exhibitions, I was just wondering what happens to those after. I mean, do they get auctioned off or raise money for the charity and etc.?
It's a good idea. In fact, what happens is that those typically go back to the places that they came from. Right. So we have a lot of care homes who contribute to the exhibition, a number of dementia care services and individuals within the city, and they have to come and pick those up at the end of the exhibition, and they go off.
That'd be a shame. That'd be a shame. I bet they do some quite good stuff as well. Now, how long have you been involved with dementia and in this particular event, as it were?
Well, I've been involved in dementia and at a research level and working for the Alzheimer's Society for 20-odd years. So the exhibition's been around for 7 years, and alongside the exhibition we have an online version too, so that though the pictures and materials and art go back to the people who contributed them, we have a legacy that we can share with a wider community.
Yeah.
But I'm also involved as a teacher at the University of Sheffield. I lead our MA in Dementia Studies. But a lot of the work that we do, like the exhibition, involves collaborating with voluntary sector services like the Alzheimer's Society, like Age UK.
And, you know, I always hear so much about cancer research and, cancer charities, but it always strikes me how we never hear about all these other ills and diseases that go on that are just as bad, quite frankly. I've no idea where science is at with dementia. Is there a sort of cure on the way or anything like that? Is there anything that you can tell us about that?
Well, I've got no exclusive for you. Right. What I can say is that at the University of Sheffield, particularly at sydcae, one of our research institutes, we have scientists who are looking at the biological basis of dementia, and that's something that scientists throughout the country and throughout the world are exploring. So there's a lot of research going on, and though it compares unfavourably with cancer in terms of the amount of money spent on research, there is, if you like, within the broad remit of science, the arts as well as the hard science, if you want to call it that, that can make a contribution to people living with dementia in the here and now, not just focusing on avoiding dementia in the future, but making life better for people who are living with dementia.
And do you think that the whole idea of the art exhibition is to get people with dementia and everybody else to paint pictures, and is it more like a therapeutic thing for them, do you think?
I think you hit it spot on. I hope that it's a process that people they enjoy from start to finish, from being given a theme like Hopes and Fears, to enjoying the creation of that artwork, then coming along to the exhibition and seeing their own work in a public exhibition and being given the credit for the skills and abilities that they have, having a moment in the sun. And when you have dementia, I think sometimes you become a little bit excluded from society. And so it provides a powerful message to the wider community about the talents that people still have.
So people hearing this, perhaps who've had the unpleasantness of witnessing a loved one with dementia, might want to get involved. How can they get involved and help out?
Well, this year it would be great if you could just come along to the exhibition.
Right.
It starts on Saturday, this Saturday, the 16th of May, and then again on Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's at the exhibition space opposite the Henderson's Relish building up by Levy-Greve Road.
Oh yeah, everyone in Sheffield is going to know where that is.
Well, I thought I'd throw that in just as a kind of marker.
So what's next after this exhibition? What other inspiring concepts have we got on the go? Just quickly, because we're running out of time.
Yeah, sure. Well, we have a Dementia Futures Conference where PhD students from the university talk to the public about their work, put it into plain English. That's next Wednesday. We're going to repeat that every year now as an example of how we engage with the local community.
Right.
We also have a Dementia Information Pack which people can access via the University of Sheffield website. And again, that's a collaboration with local services and voluntary sector providers. So lots of activity.
Oh, bro, thanks for coming in, mate.
Pleasure, Oliver.
Thank you. So, fascinating stuff there, and I urge you to